Hi there. Welcome to the last webinar training for the Young Adult Learning Kitchen series. I'm Laura Philbach, Nutrition Education Program Coordinator at Hunger Free Vermont, and I want to thank you for joining me today. Chances are that you are about halfway through teaching a Young Adult series and are ready to get a preview of the last 3 lessons that you will be teaching. Of course, if you are a host or a chef or other series volunteer, I'm glad that you're joining us as well. So let's get started. I hope that your series is going well and that you're having a great time with your classes so far. Here's some basic elements to consider. What level of attendance are you experiencing each week? As you know, classes should have a minimum of 8 registered participants, and the goal is for all of those participants to attend at least 4 of the 6 classes in the series. Are the students eager to participate? Are they completing their take-home challenges and making the recipes at home? If you're noticing any discouraging trends in your classes, please make some time to meet with your host and chef to brainstorm some solutions that could address them. If this is not possible or you have further concerns after meeting with them, please don't hesitate to call or email me for additional support and ideas. My contact information will be at the end of this presentation. Are you using any incentive items? This might be a good place to start in addressing any potential concerns. And finally, what kind of feedback have you gotten from participants or their families? Do you have feedback for Hunger Free Vermont about this program? I want to encourage you to contact me at any time throughout the series to share anything that comes up that could help us to improve the program or any other item that you think we might simply want to know. The topics for Lesson 4 are meal planning and food storage. There are 2 goals for this lesson: to plan balanced and affordable meals ahead of time based on personal eating habits, food preferences, and MyPyramid, and to properly store perishable foods. This lesson contains a variety of activities designed to get your group thinking about how to be a savvy shopper. Since the next lesson will be a field trip to a grocery store, this class is designed to prepare the group to make the best of their shopping trip. You'll discuss shopping habits, the pros and cons of coupons, and how to plan ahead. Planning is a key concept that will help them to be sure their meals are balanced and affordable. I'm going to focus on the steps that you'll follow in helping your class make their lists, but please read through your guides to see the other activities included in this lesson. Let's take a look at the handouts on this slide, which participants will use to begin planning a menu. They will work in groups to choose 2 recipes from their handbooks for which they would like to buy the ingredients. There are 25 recipes in Lesson 4, and they can certainly also choose from the ones that they have already made if they would like. As you can see, they need to make sure that the meal is balanced by checking off which food groups are represented. So they'll write down which recipes they'd like to shop for and then which food groups are represented in those meals. The next step is to take an inventory of what staples are already on hand so that they can leave these items off of their list. It's helpful if you can write these things on a flip chart so that they know what is available at your site. For example, will they need to purchase oil or baking powder if their recipe calls for it? Step 3 asks them to do a little research about what is on sale. There are some store flyers in your kits, although they are obviously not going to be from the current week. If you can get some weekly flyers from the store you are planning to visit, that can help your participants guesstimate the costs of the items that they choose. The goal is to create a balanced meal for $10. They can also look at the flyers to see what is on sale and perhaps substitute something that is on sale for something different called for in their recipe. And then finally, they will use the shopping list handout to write down everything they would need to make their chosen recipes and guesstimate the cost. After the groups have done this, your class will vote on which group selection you will make in Lesson 6. You may have noticed that there are no recipes in that lesson since each class makes a different choice. Because of this arrangement, there is no shopping list, and therefore please note that it is the educator's responsibility to generate the shopping list this week and pass it on to your shopper. Please remember to multiply the amounts of each ingredient so that there is enough for each participant to bring home. Again, you will need to make the shopping list for Lesson 6 based on what your class decides to make, and you will need to get that list to the shopper in time for your last class. After your class has voted on what to make at the last class, participants need to repeat the activity to make a personal list for their shopping trip in week 5. This is a requirement for shopping and using the gift card. So you can either do this in class, students can use the list that they created as a group, or they can take it home and do it as homework, just so long as they bring a list next week to the shopping trip. The topic for Lesson 5 is grocery shopping, and the goal is to shop for healthy and affordable meals. The grocery shopping class will look a little different from the others since there is no cooking this week and you'll be meeting at the grocery store. You'll need to tailor the logistics to your particular class. You may decide to meet at your site and then carpool or walk to the store, or you might decide to meet at the store if that works better for your class. Contact the store in advance to let them know that you'll be coming. You can use the store tour guide in your materials to lead the tour, or you can ask for a store employee to lead the tour. Some stores have tours already designed. Either way, you'll want to visit each section of the store, and there are discussion questions in your materials, so it might be a good idea to have those handy in case your participants don't have any questions of their own. You can also give questions to the participants to ask in advance. If you have a store employee giving the tour, you may also want to give them some guidelines that you want to make sure get covered from these materials. The tour should take about 15 to 20 minutes, leaving enough time for shopping afterwards. And if possible, the chef should also attend this trip with the class. You will need to arrange to have $10 store gift cards for each participant to use when shopping. You can plan to pick up the certificates after the store tour or during the tour if you have more than one volunteer with you. Each person in the class needs to show their prepared shopping list in order to receive their gift card. If they do not come with a shopping list, we do have some backup shopping lists for recipes that they should be able to make for $10. Please let me know in advance if you would like me to send you those lists to have on hand. Allow 30 minutes to shop and have everyone get through the checkout. The goal is to use their gift certificate to purchase the items on their list to make healthy, low-cost meals for their family within a specific budget. Only food should be purchased with the cards. And here are a few more guidelines. Participants should try to spend as close to $10 as possible. If they do not buy at least $9 worth of food, then they should return the change to you. You may want to tell them to bring spare change if possible in case their purchase goes over by a few cents. However, they should not buy more than $11 worth of food. It's a good idea for you to let them know that you will be collecting their receipts so that they will know that they are accountable for their purchases. This is up to you. We need at least a copy of the receipt you got when you purchased the gift cards. Once everyone has shopped, then you will need to return to the site for a follow-up discussion and allow everyone to share what they bought and how much they spent. The last lesson in the young adult curriculum addresses body image and physical activity. There are two goals for this lesson. They are to attain or maintain a healthy body image and to increase level of physical activity. The first part of this lesson focuses on the concept of body image and heredity. You will ask participants to draw their idea of an ideal body on one side of a sheet of paper. The image on the left of this slide is an example of someone's idea of an ideal male body. Please note that you can also have people make a list of describing words if they prefer not to draw. After this, you will have them turn over the paper and draw a real or average body type. Think for a moment about how these drawings might differ. You will use this activity to talk about how we think about body types, as well as expectations and influences on our perceptions. You'll use magazine ads to create awareness about how many of these expectations are created and to discuss what other factors in students' lives influence their own body image. This discussion might help them realize that some of these influences create unrealistic expectations and may not contribute to a healthy body image. You can bring up the idea that different body types are due to heredity and that there are many characteristics that we have no control over, just as the apple comes from an apple tree, and so it can't help being an apple. Finally, discuss factors that do encourage the development of a healthy body image, along with ways to reinforce those factors. Regular physical activity is one factor that can help create a positive, healthy body image. You'll want to make sure students come away knowing that teens need at least 60 minutes of physical activity each day, but also aware that there is a wide range of options for fulfilling this recommendation. You'll have them explore reasons why and why not some people choose to be physically active, along with some myths about physical activity, such as you must play an organized sport to be physically active, or that physical activity requires expensive equipment. You'll play a game to explore different ways your participants can and do incorporate physical activity into their lives. This is an opportunity to celebrate whatever steps people are taking, as well as to encourage them to try new things. It's a great opportunity for people to share what works and maybe what doesn't for them, so that participants are exposed to a wide range of options. As a final note, please remember to administer the post-evaluations at your last class, and be sure to give them to your host along with the pre-evaluations. You also need to give each participant a subjective evaluation as well. These can be found in the online toolkit at www.hungerfreevt.org. Please note that there are also subjective evaluations for you, the chef, and the host, so please be sure to fill those out and give them to your host to put with the rest of the class paperwork. And last but not least, I encourage you to recognize in some way those students who have attended at least 4 of the 6 classes. Templates for certificates can be found in the online toolkit. Again, thank you for your time, and please do not hesitate to get in touch with me if you need anything at all.